Hey guys, it's Mo with a Newsy Nugget, and Florida man has struck again. I mean, who'da thunk it, really? Most 99% of my crazy stories are from Florida, and who'd have guessed they'd have given me another one? But a Florida man was convicted after booking over 120 free flights by posing as a flight attendant. Well, dang. Show us your how you do this. I'd like to fly for free. Although I'm getting more terrified of flying, so I don't know even if given free tickets I would fly. But I want to start going to these, on location trials once in a while since Mr. Mo is going to be off this year. But then I realize I have to fly too. But let's get into the article. An astonishing case has reignited national concerns over internal aviation security protocols. A South Florida man was convicted last week for impersonating a flight attendant to fraudulently book more than 120 airline flights over 6 years. Well, I mean, if something works, don't tell nobody and keep getting free flights. Again, that's against the law. He is getting charged for this, so don't do this after him in a copycat manner. I'm sure they've changed, features and security. The story of Tiron Alexander, 35, raises urgent questions. How did he do it? And what does it say about the integrity of internal airport security measures? On June 5th, a federal jury found him guilty of wire fraud and unlawfully entering secure airport areas under false pretenses. Now, according to prosecutors from 2018 to 2024, Alexander used an airline employing booking portal to claim he was a flight attendant working for various airlines. He successfully boarded 34 flights without paying a dime and attempted to fly on at least 120 others. Now, court documents reveal that Alexander repeatedly exploited an airline employee verification system, a process designed for pilots and flight attendants to book non-renewable or non-revenue flights. Sorry. Learn to read. It is important. I am getting hooked on phonics tomorrow. Now, the booking system required only self-submitted details, the applicant's airline employer, badge number, and date of hire. Now, over time, Alexander provided credentials from 7 different airlines and generated approximately 30 fake badge numbers and fictitious employment history. Prosecutors said he even impersonated flight attendants from 3 separate carriers while bypassing payment altogether. This was a calculated, persistent exploitation of airline systems, stated U.S. Attorney Hayden P. O'Byrne. Mr. Alexander didn't just get lucky, he designed a scheme that relied on a weak verification check with supposedly a secure process. Now, Alexander is scheduled for sentencing on August 25th, 2025, and faces up to 30 years in federal prison. Yeah, see, you might get a couple free flights, but then you're going to be in federal pound me in the behind prison. So, #no. Now, the Airport Security Administration, or TSA, which led the investigation, has come under increased scrutiny after, all of this has come out in the trial. While the agency plays a central role in passenger screening, Alexander's ability to access secure areas while posing as crew raises a red flag. Yeah, I mean, what were y'all doing? Just like not paying attention to him? At this point, what was going on? Were you guys on a break? I mean, I would think that, you might could, if he's like from Ryanair or budget airline, you'd check once in a while. Like, didn't you just come through for Ryanair? I mean, if I saw him a bunch of times, I would just assume he was a crap employee that people keep hiring for no good reason. Now, it is kind of terrifying that he was able to, fake things out and get to these secure areas. How could such a loophole exist in an age where airport security is touted as airtight? Critics argue while passengers endure extensive screenings, removing shoes, passing through scanners, and submitting to pat-downs, internal systems intended to vet aviation staff might not be as thorough. Unlike passengers, flight crews typically bypass standard TSA screenings under Known Crewmember program or KCM program. Now, while the KCM program is designed to expedite security for trusted professionals, Alexander's deception reveals how limited credential checks can open the door to abuse. Now, according to trial evidence, Alexander was never physically stopped from boarding any of these flights. The airline systems accepted his self-submitted credentials, and airport personnel took him at face value. This reliance on the honor system and inconsistent ID checks made the scam possible. One of the vulnerabilities in aviation security is assuming that fraud comes only from passengers, said Antonio L. Pittman, TSA Supervisory Air Marshal in charge, who led the investigation. We need layered security not just for people boarding the plane, but for those claiming they belong on it, more in an employee kind of capacity. Beginning in November 2025, the TSA will officially retire its Known Crewmember program, or KCM, the expedited security lane that aircraft staff have used since 2011, and launch the Crewmember Access Point, or CMAP, system in its place, probably after they learned they got conned about, well, just a gajillion times. Again, unfortunately, the TSA being a government program, and I have noticed with, medicine and stuff, we just change the acronym and pretend that we've embettered it when we just added words. So hopefully this is an actual, improvement and not just, oh, we futzed with the words a little bit. Now the shift to CMAP is billed, again touted, as a major tightening of security, which clearly was needed after hearing about Alexander's case. Airlines will no longer manage credential checking process. The TSA will control that entirely. The new protocol is expected to incorporate staff passport validation and biometric scans such as fingerprint or facial recognition, and to maintain the possibility of random screenings on these employees now. Now, according to industry insiders and formal statements, eligible crew will still enjoy fast-track access to sterile areas, but only if they opt into the new CMAP system. While details remain scarce, this switch reflects the TSA's broader effort to strike a balance between expedited processing and enhanced verification, a response directly shaped by past incidences of KCM abuse. As the busy summer travel season heats up, the conviction of Tiron Alexander serves as more than just a bizarre Newsy Nugget headline, but as a wake-up call. If one individual could impersonate a flight attendant and exploit security protocol over 120 times for years, what other vulnerabilities might be flying under the radar? What are they letting crew members do or not looking into or assuming is safe because this has been allowed to happen? While alarming, this case underscores the urgent need for stronger, smarter safeguards, and it's a reminder that aviation security must evolve, not just try to catch back actors, but to prevent them in the first place. Well, doggone, it looks like my free summer travel program has been, foiled again in my unintentional and real statements that I'm going to use this to fly freely. Foiled again by them changing the rules and me being dead awful with computers, and I wouldn't even know how to do any of the stuff he did. Also, can you imagine you get up there and you're the fake security attendant and Mo's up here trying to no smoking, no vaping. That was probably a bad hand gesture. No taking off your shoes, no listening to loud music if I can hear it above your headphones. I will personally demote you a demerit point for your house. I will be sorting all of you into Harry Potter houses. I'm pretty sure they would get the point that I wasn't a real flight attendant at the first jump. I wouldn't even get from okay, here's how you click your seatbelt in. I'd be out. That being said, don't do this. And I do hope that increased security means that, again, we have a lot of things going on internationally. We have a lot of people who aren't too happy with, well, America in general. So making sure that these loopholes and these safety measures are tightened, should I ever want to fly in my lifetime ever again, will comfort me. But it is a crazy story. I mean, I guess he is the Ferris Bueller of flight attendants. I don't know. Anywho, I just thought it was a weird story, and of course it comes from Florida. But there you have it, a newsy nugget for you. Bye, you guys.